Hey everybody, welcome back and welcome to part 3 of the Christmas treats videos. I'm so excited about these. So we're going to start today with some toffee bars. So you're going to need some graham crackers, some pecans, butter, brown sugar, and some chocolate bars. And you're going to start off by go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. And then we're going to line an 8x8 pan with some parchment paper. Now, the original recipe calls for a 9x13, but it's just me here. And, I get my son to stop by and take some of this, but we don't want to overdo it. So you're going to line your pan with those graham crackers on the bottom. And then you're going to get started melting some butter in a pan. Once you get your butter melted, you're going to add your half a cup of brown sugar and you're going to get that all mixed up. And then once that is all mixed up, you're going to add your half a cup of pecans. Now, if you could add walnuts, if you'd rather walnuts, if you don't like pecans, whatever kind of nuts you want to put in there. But I love pecans, so that's what we did. And you're just going to mix this around and you're going to you bring it to a boil, and then you're going to boil it for 5 minutes, stirring it constantly because it's sugar, y'all, and you don't want it just to stick to the whole pan. So you're just going to stir it constantly for 5 minutes. And then once you get that all ready after the 5 minutes, and it's going to be bubbly when you take it off the fire. So I just kind of held it for a few seconds and just kind of let the bubbles die down. But you can see how bubbly it still is right there. So you're going to take this and you're going to pour this all over those graham crackers. And try to get it as even as you can. I mean, you can just kind of dump it in there, but it is going to start to, try to harden up. So go ahead and get it in there as quick as you can and get it all spread out. And you just want to make sure that you get it, all of those graham crackers covered. So once you get those all covered up, you're going to pop that in the oven for about 7 minutes. Once you bring it out while it's still hot, put your chocolate bars on top of there, cover it with some foil, and let it sit for about 10 minutes to give that chocolate a chance to melt. Then you're just going to spread that chocolate out all over it. And then you could also use chocolate chips here if you don't have chocolate bars. I just happen to have some of those little mini chocolate bars. So once you get your chocolate spread out, you're going to pop it in the freezer, and this is what it looks like when it comes out. You're going to take that out, put it on your counter, and then you can just break it into pieces. I mean, if you wanted to cut it, I guess you could try to cut it, but why? Just break it, y'all. Look, just pop it apart. Look, it was hard too. Maybe you don't have to put it in the freezer, but I was anxious and I was impatient and I wanted to taste it and get it done. So I set it in the freezer, but I'm sure you could just set it out on the counter if you wanted to. But you just break it all up, y'all, into a whole bunch of little pieces. And this stuff is so stinking good, y'all. I don't think I've ever had this, but it is so delicious. It's sweet and salty and crunchy. And ugh, y'all, you got to try it. You have got to try this. It's so easy. So next up, we have almond coconut balls. Now, I found this on the internet, and I'm going to link the video I found it in. She didn't have a name on it, so I made up almond coconut balls because, y'all, that's all it is. Now, I know I told y'all I didn't have a food processor, but I did. I do have a little one, and I need it for things like this because I can't beat this one with the roller. So I gotta use the food processor every now and then. All I had was coconut flakes, and I needed like kind of finely shredded, almost like a not powdery, but small, just tiny little pieces of coconut. So I just ground those up in the food processor real fast. So all you're going to need for this, and I have this recipe also, and you're going to see me pour this in here. And when I start measuring, I realize I don't have enough coconut to do a full recipe of this. And that's the only reason I halved it. So I'm going to give you the measurements for half of the recipe. So this is 1 1/3 cup of coconut. And then you're going to need a little bit of extra. So I had about 2 cups total because you're going to need some to roll it in later. And then you're going to take, I used a half of a can of sweetened condensed milk because, of course, the full recipe calls for the whole can, but I halved it. So you're just going to get this all mixed up. And then once you get it all, incorporated, it's going to be really sticky. Just sit it to the side and just let it sit there while you fling it on the counter like I did. Of course, because what would a cooking video of mine be if you didn't fling something on the counter, right? So get this all mixed up anyway, y'all. And then stick it over to the side and just let it sit. And then you're going to need to get the next part of the recipe together. So you're going to take some water and you're going to I put a quarter of a cup because I wasn't thinking that's what it called for the original recipe, but you don't need but about 10 almonds. So you're going to boil those and then you're going to fling them on the counter. See, again, it's one of my recipes, y'all. Come on. So you're just gonna, once you boil these, you can just squeeze the skin off of those almonds. Just pops right on out. I had no idea that that was a thing, y'all. So you're just gonna sit here and squeeze these poor little almonds and take their little covering off. And then that is what is going to be in the center of these little treats. It's not a cookie because it doesn't really get solid. Look at them little naked almonds. So now's the messy part, y'all. You're going to scoop up a little bit of this in your hand. And then I realized I didn't have enough, so I had to add a little bit because, it's a learning process. It's a learning process. I'm learning so y'all won't have to. So you're going to roll these into a ball and then smash them down a little bit. And then you're going to take your almond and press it right in the center and then cover it. And, so your almond is the center of this little thing. Then you're just going to roll it all around again. And then you're going to roll this in that coconut that you had left over. And you just going to do this to all these little coconut balls. Y'all, this thing, I have never heard of this. Never heard of such. I don't know where she got this recipe from, if it's just something she made up. But these are good, y'all. Now they're rich. They are very rich. You can't eat more than one. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but they really, really rich, y'all. But they're delicious. So you're just going to keep on rolling those little balls up, putting them little almonds in there, and then rolling them in that coconut. And I mean, if you don't like coconut pecans, I don't know what to tell you because I don't think you can substitute anything for this one, y'all, because that's all there is in it. So just keep on rolling your little balls up. And I ended up with, let's see, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 or 11 of those. But that's all, honey, that's all you need. I'm telling you, you can share these. It's a lot of sweetness, but they're really good. Really good. Okay, so this one is an easy one. We're going to preheat your oven to 350, and then these are all the ingredients you're going to need. We're going to mix this up with a pack of cake mix. Now, y'all stop laughing because all I had was that confetti cake mix, and I know that's not Christmassy, and this is a Christmas video, but at the end of all this, I'm going to show you I also made some chocolate chip and some red velvet another time, but, I just wanted to show y'all this so you could see it step by step instead of just looking at pictures. So you're going to add your box of cake mix, 1/3 of a cup of oil, 2 eggs, and then a teaspoon of vanilla. And if you don't have to do sprinkles and stuff, y'all, if you don't want to, but I was trying to look at me. I flung everything on the counter, y'all. I need a maid. Somebody come help me clean my kitchen. So anyway, you get it all mixed up and then you just scoop it out onto your cookie sheet. And this made 3, 6, 9, 12, about 12. And so you just put them in the oven and you bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes. I think I did go the full 12 on mine. Now, I should have added sprinkles before this if I was going to add sprinkles. But like I said, these were those little confetti cookies. So I'm not taking these to any family gatherings. You know what I'm saying? So while it's still kind of warm, I decided I'd go ahead and just try to, just put a few sprinkles on there. Well, I would fight the sprinkles because, again, y'all, I'm flinging them all over the kitchen. It's terrible. It's terrible. I have a problem. I need help. But anyway, you just put your little sprinkles on there if you want them. But if you really want sprinkles on them, y'all put them on there before you bake them, and that way they'll stick. These didn't stick. I had sprinkles going everywhere. But you just, once you get your little sprinkles, whatever you're doing, just take them out, put them on your little wire rack, and then just let them cool down. And y'all look at the inside of these things, and they are so dang delicious. It's not cakey, but it's not cookie either. It's a really good mix, kind of in between. But they are so good, really really good, and they're so simple to make. Now, here's a couple of clips of the ingredients you would need if you wanted to make the other ones that I made that you're going to see a picture of in just a second. And I hope y'all try some of these and let me know how you like them because they were so different to me.